I was going to visit Wally one day on my bike, man. Wally Gould, he was in the Angels, and I was going to visit him, thinking he was my friend at the time. And so on Hawthorne Boulevard, this car on Lenox Boulevard shot right out in front of me, ran the red light, and I ran right into him, and I lost my left nut. Man, what a pain! I thought I broke my back. The pain was so intense. My nut smashed right into the gas tank.
Let's fucking go!
So I fell over to the side, still gripping the handlebars, but yelling in pain, man, because I thought I broke my back. And the ambulance took me to the hospital and they x-rayed me, but they found I didn't have any broken bones. And the next morning, my nut is swelled up like a tennis ball.
Oh!
Or maybe even bigger. And I had to wear a scrotal support.
Oh my God!
And then El Cid loaned me his girl Angie to help me recuperate. So she drove me to the doctor. I had to get enzyme shots to try and save my nut. But no, when it shrunk down into nothing. Angie, after it finally healed up, Angie tried me out. So I still worked okay. So I took the money I got from the settlement and I built that bike into the sweetest custom shopper anybody ever had. Man, I had chrome X-A's. I bought the black X-A's, and I had them chrome for $35. The frame on my bike, I wanted some rear shocks because it had a panhead rigid frame, and I got this Indian frame from MC Supply, and I took it to Dean Lanza and Eagle Rock, and he sweated my old rear part off of my frame and sweated the Indian rear part on, but he had to flip it over because the Indian had us drive on the right side instead of the left side like other bikes do. That engine was balanced. It was panhead barrels converted to the knuckleheads. They had a 74 crankshaft, and those were 74 barrels. So from a 61-inch bike, it became about 76 inches when it was finished. And it's the only Harley I ever seen that ran like a sewing machine when it idled. It never missed a beat. That was a real work of art. That's the best thing I ever done in my whole life, man. Anyway, when I bought my hog from Johnny Stark, man, it was Owen's bike, but he had sold it to Johnny, so Johnny sold it to me for $150, and I went down to the finance company. Owen owes $60 on it.
More than you can afford, pal.
And I told them, man, I'll pay it off if you give me the pink slip. And they said, yeah. So they gave me the pink slip, and I forged Owen's signature on it and turned it into DMV. So it became my bike. So that was it, man. Owen, I heard, was complaining about I had his bike, but that's bull. They already sold it to Johnny Stark before, even if Johnny didn't have the pink slip. Then I remember one time I was riding down to Venice in the daytime with nothing on but my Hells Angels colors, no shirt. So this fucking cop, man, decided he wanted to get a Hells Angels.
You're right, cop. You're right. I am a rotten bastard. I admit it.
He pulled me into this parking lot and was jacking me up. He said, your mufflers are too loud. I said, stick your billy club in there. It's got baffles, man. And he wouldn't do it. He made me start my bike.
Dumbass cop.
And then he held the throttle wide open on this brand new engine. I thought he was going to blow it up, man. And then he writes me up for mufflers and man. And then he finds this traffic warrant on a Rex E. Thomas. And I wasn't using my middle initial K at that time, but he arrests me. He figures out I can get away with arresting this guy. So he arrests me, and it was a Friday afternoon, and I had to spend 3 days in jail before I could convince the judge I was the wrong person. When they finally let me out, Wee Eddie from the Angel, who became my brother-in-law, he picked me up and followed me right down to the marshal's office. Oh, we went to the impound yard to get my bike first. And then he follows me right down to the marshal's office, where the marshal wrote my bike off as okay with the muffler thing. And he went to court with me as a witness, and that fucking asshole still found me guilty. But I sued the cop for jail time for arresting an innocent person, and I got $5 a day.
That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money.
But a lawyer told me he could kick my ass because we could have made big bucks out of that, man. And I said, oh, well, it's too late now. I've already sued him and won. When I won, man, the cop was really pissed off when he walked out of that courtroom anyway, man. But you could see the look on his face. night, man, Wally came over to my house, and so I gave him my hospitality and smoked a joint and conversation and that. So I went out to my garage, man, and my bike was gone. It turned out that later I found that Porky came over with him and was stealing my bike while Wally was keeping me busy. And I thought these assholes were friends of mine, man. But about a block down the street, I heard a bike start up. And I saw my taillight pattern come on, man, and it was too late then. So
I forget what happened to that bike. I turned it over because Terry the Tramp, actually, Chino had said something about the Badoo Angels or something, and it got back, and they asked me about it. They said, "Don't you lie to us." And I told them that, the truth. And Chino said, "Well, I have an opinion," and I voiced my opinion, and Terry the Tramp says, "Well, you better do something," so I had to go burn his bike because otherwise I would have been out in the trouble, I didn't keep the bike. I don't know if Wally took it and he gave it. I think Terry the Tramp took the motor. I'm not sure. I can't remember now,
Later on, when I was living with my parents, Wally calls up and wants to buy my pig slip for $50. So he had my whole bike, the beautiful bike I built, my work of art, man. I really actually I had my left nut in that bike because that's what I built it out of was the insurance settlement that I got, man, So you could say I give my left nut for that bike. Well, I actually literally did give my left nut for that bike, man. So, the week and a half later, I found my frame, a rear fender, a sissy bar dumped on my front lawn, man. And I had quit the Angels, so I guess they considered me fair game by that time.
Well, I didn't know anything about that because I traveled around a lot, and I was back and forth to New York, and just after that, I'm not sure where it was, but I didn't have anything to do to turn it down.
So anyway, I understand Wally's dead now, and good riddance to that asshole.
Chino was a bit strange. We used to have meetings at his house, and he had this transformer with these two wires that would go up, spaced apart into a circle at the top, and he turned it on and the spark would travel up this wire. One day he took a chicken in there and he put the chicken's head in there, the live chicken, and electrocuted him. So he was a bit strange,
Oh, Porky was a guy I sponsored into the club, man, in the first place. I sponsored him into the club, and I thought he was a good dude, and we were friends, and I bought some parts off him for building my bike and stuff, and then this asshole turned on me like a snake, man, and I thought he was a good dude, except one time we were riding in my Olds, and he was riding shotgun, and this car next to us did something he didn't like, so he threw a beer bottle against the car's windshield, man. It didn't smashed the windshield, but it smashed the bottle. And man, I got off the freeway as soon as I could. I thought we were going to get busted, but Porky was subject to do shit like that, man. Well, that's the thing about Porky, well, Porky wasn't fat, man. So I asked him one day, how come they call you Porky? And he said, because I used to pigs. Okay, when me and Jack rode to Tijuana, man, on our bikes, that was my last ride, my last long ride, man. And we picked up Funny Sonny in, I think, Newport. And so Jack packed him on his bike. Then we stopped at the San Diego Angels clubhouse on the way back, and I met Rex, who was president at the time. Then we rode on back, and by the time we got back to L.A., I didn't have any money for gas, and my tank was about empty, and I needed some money to make it home. So we were able to stop at MC Supply. MC Supply, they were pretty good people, and they loaned me $5 so I could get some gas. And I came back and paid them later, but I got home okay and everything. But then I heard that Porky dynamited MC Supply and split to New York. And man, I thought that was really fucked up because they were good people over there, man.